Hello, travelers and tinkerers. My name is TV Skyn, and welcome to Breath of the Wild Journeyman Mode. So, this past week, I've been semi-obsessively playing through Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, a game which I expected to be mostly a disposable side story, with all the usual jank and problems that come with all Warriors games. What I did not expect was to experience probably one of the strongest storylines, or at least one of the strongest character stories, in any Zelda game, and I certainly didn't expect for it to kindle in me a rather insistent desire to return to the world of post-calamity Hyrule. Hence, Journeyman Mode. This is a custom set of rules I invented for myself, not to make the game especially harder, and not really to be a fun, gimmicky challenge run, but to force myself to play the game a little bit slower. Because I can, if I want to, load up a new save of Breath of the Wild and have Ganon dead and Hyrule freed in, 10 or 12 hours, probably. I know the game well enough by now. But in doing that, I do lose something along the way. Breath of the Wild, more than any other Zelda game and more than almost any AAA game I've ever played, is defined less by its bombast and action and much more by its silence. Like, for example, what you're looking at right now, a quiet and unremarkable ride through a silent landscape, caught in the stasis of Princess Zelda's incomplete sealing spell, waiting for Link to break the deadlock so the world can finally move on. When I say I want to go back to Breath of the Wild's Hyrule, this is the world I want to go back to. Not the optimized, knowing all the secrets rush to the end that the game eventually became for me, but the slow and unfolding discovery and long rides through the landscape. To that end, I will be implementing the following 6 rules. First, we will be playing in Master Mode, the higher difficulty, mostly because, for me at least, Breath of the Wild gets a little bit too easy without it. Second, I have very limited fast travel options. I can teleport to the research labs, the Shrine of Resurrection, the Divine Beasts, and, if I choose to obtain it, the Teleport Medallion only. The idea here is to force me to play the game much more carefully and put a lot more thought into my routing and travel and where I want to go, rather than simply zipping back and forth with unlimited teleportation powers. Third, I have a limited inventory. I will upgrade the inventory enough with Korok seeds to get Hestu back to Korok Forest, because, well, he's my very large friend and he deserves to be happy, and then no more after that. The idea here is to force me to be more mindful about what weapons and items I pick up and which ones I discard. Fourth, I'm limiting my health upgrades. I will gain 13 hearts for the Master Sword, and after that, all future upgrades will have to go to stamina. Again, the point here isn't necessarily to make the game harder, just to make cooking and temporary health more appealing and useful. Fifth, there will be no stealing, or stealing in air quotes, that's not really a mechanic in the game, but unless I am given permission by an NPC, I will not pick up any items in towns or near NPCs. This makes it surprisingly a lot harder to get a hold of torches, actually. Sixth, and finally, I must free the Divine Beasts, restore Link's memories, and retrieve the Master Sword before facing Ganon. I want this to be a reasonably complete playthrough of the story of the game, without necessarily needing to be a completionist run. The episodes of this series will be unedited, and they will be long. I'm shooting for about a 2-hour runtime on each one, and I think they'll come out no more than perhaps once a week. What I'm hoping is that this will be a chill kind of Let's Play, where I keep my delivery fairly low energy, like I'm doing right now, and don't talk too much. There will be long stretches of unfilled quiet, because that's what this game is to me. And if you want to be off in another browser for most of it, doing something else while this is just playing in the background, or heck, if you're just listening to this playthrough as more of a podcast that you occasionally glance at to see me die like a chump to a moblin, I would be quite happy with that. This is not really supposed to be an exciting series, just more of a quiet trip through Hyrule, the kind of experience that I myself have been missing. So, if any of that sounds appealing to you, hey, stick around. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, I guess, and I will see you on the road in Hyrule when the first episode goes live tomorrow.